very good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on our television. I am Savindrija Vardhana. Let's have a look at the headlines for today. Parliamentarians must give up their business interests before taking over the cabinet portfolios, State Finance Minister stresses. The head of Chartered Accountants says that accountants have not recognized their role in eliminating bribery and corruption. News in detail. State Minister of Finance Iran Wickramaratne emphasized that parliamentarians who accept cabinet portfolios must give up their business interests to avoid the conflicts of interest. Speaking at a forum titled Role of Finance Professionals in Combating Bribery and Corruption, the State Minister pointed out that cabinet ministers are privileged with all the information in governing system. The State Minister of Finance noted the practice of offering cabinet portfolios for personnel who runs business must end, and considering the fact as a norm also should be stopped. State Minister Wickramaratne stressed that any parliamentarian who wished to receive a cabinet portfolio must sever all his or her business interests. He also said that what we practice today must be changed with the system. He further highlighted that as the cabinet ministers are privileged with internal information of the government, their acceptance and functioning as the cabinet ministers badly affects on the general public, and it also purely creates the conflicts of interest. Executing a new and innovative step to boost tourism, Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts launched the Bring a Friend Home promotion campaign on last Tuesday in order to communicate a sense of urgency to visit Sri Lanka and to create user-generated content to spread the message that Sri Lanka is safe to visit. Bring a Friend Home promotion was launched coinciding with World Friendship Day on last Tuesday. Accordingly, Cinnamon's Bring a Friend Home introduces an exclusive initiative to spearhead tourism in Sri Lanka and also to overcome challenges faced by the tourism industry. This campaign encourages fellow Sri Lankans living here and overseas, as well as expats living in Sri Lanka, to nominate foreign friends to visit the island through an array of attractive packages via email, WhatsApp, Facebook or Twitter, and also be eligible for raffle draw, and invitations can be sent from 30th July to 15 December 2019 for stays within the same period. The invitee, any foreign passport holder or Sri Lankan expat, can then proceed to accept the invitation by purchasing one or more packages listed on the campaign website at www.cinnamonboxoffice.com. The invitee must travel to Sri Lanka between 1st of August and 15th of December 2019 and register on the campaign website to enter the raffle draw, which will take place in January 2020. Speaking about Cinnamon's Bring a Friend Home initiative, Chairman Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau Kishu Gomez stated that the move will help to regain Sri Lanka's formerly attained standard of tourism as an island that was known as one of the must-travel places for year 2019. He further added that projects of this nature will globally amplify the impact of the destination and trigger an international prerequisite to visit Sri Lanka. UN Resident Coordinator and UNDP representative in Sri Lanka, Hannah Singer, expressed her confidence that Sri Lankan tourism will be restored soon. The UN Resident Coordinator made these words of assurance addressing the launch of another new tourist promotion campaign, Bring a Friend Home.
The tourism that Sri Lanka has been so famous for and ranked the #1 tourist destination just a few months ago. And yes, we can, and yes, we will. We will restore this rank again. Each and every one of us, every Sri Lankan, every expat living here, and every business has a responsibility to promote Sri Lanka as a safe, environmentally conscious, and a fantastic, gorgeous island to visit and must visit. As many of you know, here in Sri Lanka, tourism accounts for 5% of the country's GDP. And as one of the fastest growing economic sectors in the world, tourism is increasingly recognized as a vital contributor to job and wealth creation, to economic growth, to environmental protection, and poverty alleviation.
Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Christian Religious Affairs John Amaratunga, speaking at the same event in Colombo yesterday, said that flights that were cancelled due to Easter Sunday attacks in April have already resumed their usual services.
Arrivals are increasing. I'm told at the moment there are about 4,000 arrivals per day. And the flights that were cancelled are now being resumed and coming back. The reports that we get from the airport is all flights are full. To that, the government is now trying to encourage more airlines to come by trying to reduce the airport rates. The levies that are being operated, it was said that Sri Lanka was the highest in the whole region. So that the cabinet has now agreed to bring down these rates in keeping with what is happening in the rest of South Asia. So that will be one incentive where more airlines would opt to come in, and at the same time, I hope that will have an effect on the rates of the tickets that they are charging. To that again, another new initiative is the issuance of visa, make it more comfortable. We call it visa free.
Stay tuned for more news after this break. Welcome back after the break. Highlighting how the Millennium Challenge Corporation grant will be beneficial to Sri Lanka, US Ambassador to Sri Lanka Elena Teplitz clarifies that the Millennium Challenge Corporation grant will not allow US to control or monitor any land in Sri Lanka. US Ambassador made these statements at the 3rd annual general meeting of the Sri Lanka USA Business Council that took place at Colombo recently.
The governments of Sri Lanka and the United States collaboratively developed the proposed agreement with significant input, as noted earlier, from the private sector and civil society, from potentially some of you sitting in this very room, from the Council, from the Chamber, from the AmCham. Development needs in transportation and land administration were identified as the most significant binding constraints to economic growth in this country, and that's why these are the two sectors addressed by the MCC grant. Under this agreement, Sri Lanka will retain oversight and control of all aspects of the proposed projects, all roads undergoing improvements, every traffic signal and bus network upgraded, and every aspect of the effort to digitize land records and to produce accurate land surveys. The United States will not own, control, or in any way administer any land under this agreement.
Another unique, traditional and cultural event from Sri Lanka, the Kandy Asala procession, will begin tomorrow. With the traditional cup planting ceremony, Dewadana Nilame of the Sri Dalada Maligawa Pradeep Nilanga Dala announced yesterday. The Asala procession in Kandy is one of the oldest and grandest of all Buddhist festivals in Sri Lanka, featuring dancers, jugglers, musicians, fire breathers and lavishly decorated elephants. Addressing a media briefing at the Media Ministry premises at Narayanpeta, Diyawada Nilame Nilanga Dallas said that 5 Deval processions will take place from the 5th of August to the 9th of August, following the cup planting ceremony due for tomorrow evening in Kandy. He also said that everything is arranged to parade the streets of much expected Randoli processions from the 10th of August to the 14th of August. The final Randoli procession will be held on the 14th of August, and Art Television has also made arrangements to bring you a live coverage on that day. The traditional and historical pageant ends with the water cutting ceremony at the Mahaveli River at Gattabe and a noon procession on the 15th of August. Diyawada Nilame and Basnayaka Nilames will also inform the head of the state on the same day that the annual Kandy procession was held, attending to all the traditional rituals. President and Chief Executive of the Chartered Financial Analysts Institute, Paul Smith, assures the support in stock markets in Sri Lanka and commends Sri Lankan government's efforts to make an efficient capital market in Sri Lanka. President and Chief Executive of the Chartered Financial Analysts Institute added these words of assistance during the market opening ceremony at the Colombo Stock Exchange yesterday. CFA Institute generates value for co-investment management professionals and engages with the co-investment management industry to advance ethics, market integrity, and professional standards of practice. President and Chief Executive of the CFA Institute, Paul Smith, said that the CFA Institute plans to further broaden its collaboration with the Colombo Stock Exchange by exploring various opportunities in many areas in the capital market. He also added that all Sri Lankans would achieve their financial aspirations, particularly through the development of the capital market, as it is such a key element. The knowledge and the expertise of the professional accountants should be used for the eradication of corruption in Sri Lanka was the major topic which was discussed at a forum jointly organized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka and South Asian Federation of Accountants. Delivering the welcome address, President of CA Sri Lanka, Jagat Perera, said that the finance profession can play an important role in helping eliminating bribery and corruption. The President of CA Sri Lanka noted that CA Sri Lanka has also set up a forensic accounting faculty which will offer an international qualification on the subject. Meanwhile, State Minister of Finance, Eran Wickramaratne, who was the chief guest at the forum, said that the greatest threat to economic development is corruption, and both corruption as well as bribery undermines the rule of law, impedes development and promotes bad governance. He also added that the corruption and bribery ranges from individuals profiting from every highway and or handing out food parcels to voters in Sri Lanka. He further stressed that a systematic change is not possible without disrupting the existing system. Moreover, South Asian Federation of Accountants President Dr. P.V.S.J. Mohan Rao said that ultimately it is integrity which makes everyone different from the other. Stay tuned for stock updates. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped 38.08 points to close at 5,897.26 and the S&P SL20 dropped 55.55 points to close at 2,927.9. The turnover was 682 million rupees and over 40 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all news for today. Do join us tomorrow with State of Business on our television. Until then, take care. Goodbye.